What's up, party people? I'm Erika Edwards. Welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be reviewing and recapping Real Housewives of Atlanta, Season 14, Episode 1, The Edge of Fashion. Were you on the edge of your seats, people? Because honestly, I really wasn't. But yeah, let's get into it. Let's make it happen, folks.
Just the man, make up, put up your hand.
All right, you guys. So, The Edge of Fashion, we're going to go through it. It was kind of a slow episode for me overall. I think I would give it like a C minus, to be honest. But we met the new housewife and Sanya, Tanya. It's one of those names again. But yeah, so she's pretty fabulous. And let's get it started, people. All right, so the first thing we started off with was Kenya Moore. Yay. I've not really ever been a Kenya Moore fan, but I don't know, but I've grown to love her over the time, and I do want her to find love. So we see Kenya with her Dancing with the Stars dance partner, Brandon Armstrong. Now, it's interesting because she's flirting with him. She seems to indicate that she stayed with him when they were in LA. He's going to stay sometime with her while he's in Atlanta. I don't know if that means he was coming over for a meal, if he's actually staying with her. They gave me, like, honestly, cousin vibes, to be honest. But, she went on and on and on about him. And later that day, Candy came by, Marlo, Sheree, and she kind of, there's some inclination that there might have been some romance there, but yeah, I'm totally giving it the side eye. I don't quite think so, but he is super cute and she looked amazing. So I will say this season, this episode, everybody looked great. Everybody looked great. So let's move on to the next picture. So yeah, Kenya was rehearsing for Dancing with the Stars. She had not been eliminated at this point. So Candy came by, Sheree looks fabulous. I love her highlights. Marlo came by. And so in the beginning of the episode, Marlo and Kenya seem to be in love. Like Marlo is happy, Kenya is happy, everybody seems to be friends. Marlo even goes into talking about her edges, and Kenya is concerned, although Marlo had some sort of edge transplant and she did not actually have, so I don't think she got her edges back using Kenya Moore hair care, but they all seem to kind of be happy and kind of in a good place, at least in the beginning of the episode. Now, what is really, really funny is the producers didn't let anything slide. So, we're all out here missing Nene and Portia, but the producers are trying to give us their little laughs when they can. So check out this clip about Marlo and her edges.
Laid edges. Them edges laid. Get your edges back today.
Yes. So Marlo got her edges back. Kenya, mostly she talked about Brandon kind of trying to, I think it's a red herring. I think she kind of wanted us to get the feel for like they could be dating, but I have some news and gossip at the end of the show. So they're not, okay? That much I can say. Candy, she says she and Todd aren't getting it on in the bedroom. And of course, Sheree, we all know if we follow them on social media, I think they finally paid Tyrone some money to be on the show. So he did film. So she is all about Prison Bay. So Sheree, I'm here for you, girl, because one of my favorite shows also is Love After Lockup. So make it happen. We're going to find out what's going on with Sheree. Now, what's interesting with Marlo is we talk about her edges. She talks about her nephews. She's still talking about this billionaire that she met like 10 years ago. So she is still sort of like, for those of you who are old enough to know, she's still a Tommy. Okay. She's still like Tommy from Martin. We still don't really know what she does. She's coming up with this new business, but it's just starting. So how is she funding the Rolls Royce and the Yeezys and all of that? We actually don't know that. So in this episode, we still don't know. All right, so let's move on. Okay, so we are here with Drew and Ralph and Sanya and Aaron. So Sanya's a new housewife. She's a track star, Olympic track star. Her husband is a ex or former, I should say, retired NFL cornerback, football player. So they're a super cute couple. And Drew kind of is introducing us to her as if she were Drew's friend, but I'm kind of getting sort of Portia Fallon vibes. Like, do y'all even know each other? So actually Drew and Candy both mentioned going to, I think the same hairstylist as Sanya. So maybe, and they hung out. Now I haven't hung out with anybody from my hairstylist, but maybe I got to be more friendly. I don't know, but very cute couple. So they end up doing like a workout date, which is interesting because Drew and Ralph seem to think they're like this super exercise couple. So here they are, right? And this picture is like the entire date. First of all, she won 4 gold medals and he went to the Super Bowl twice. So what do y'all think y'all gonna be doing, right? Over here. But everybody, again, looks amazing. So Drew is coming right out the gate with marital problems with Ralph. I don't know how well she knows Sanya, but right there at the gym, she started talking about Ralph, and he has a new assistant. Or I don't know if he has her or if he fired her, but he had an assistant who was a woman, who was fine, who was cute, and according to Drew, had a nice ass. And so the assistant sends Ralph a text message indicating that she sends him a text message saying that she wants to give him a massage. All right. So obviously Drew is checking his phone, which is interesting. And so that's her big thing. She wants him to fire her. He seems to kind of be confused. So he turns to Aaron, which I'm kind of like, how well do you know Aaron that you're going to tell him your marital business at the gym? But maybe I'm too private. So she kind of tells Sanya about this incident here. And mostly we also see, so Drew has her new business is Drop It with Drew. So even in this beginning episode, right when we meet her, Sanya out the box is kind of making digs at Drew, like, oh, how are we going to drop it with Drew? And you can't drop it to a squat. So that's interesting. So Sanya in her confessionals is already, coming guns blazing. So she's trying to keep her peach for another year. That's for sure. So, but gorgeous. Okay. Again, everybody, I will say hair was nice. Well, mostly everybody on the hair, but everybody looked great. Makeup great. Gorgeous. Everybody looked good. So that is great. Now, what is interesting about Sanya is that she is Jamaican American. So it's so cute. I have Caribbean in my family. My dad's from Antigua. So I love to see her Jamaican parents, and they were so supportive. Now, they've been in Atlanta for a year, but they're just now unpacking. So I'm not really exactly sure how that is happening, but very interesting. So it's interesting with Sanya because she doesn't, in this episode we meet her family. She doesn't really seem to have too much drama going on. Her husband seems to want a baby. She seems to say she's busy. So I'm not sure if the baby issue is going to be like a full-blown storyline. It doesn't seem like, well, I don't know. We'll see. Time will tell if that's how they're going to play it. But, very cute family. Love to see my Caribbean Americans getting it in. So great. They're super cute. Sheree. So Sheree's storyline, as we all know, is Tyrone, but she looked great all episode as well. And she did a little, she and Sanya are competing for the bone carrier position, which is really, really interesting. So now what happens later is Drew and Candy. So Drew with her drop it by Drew, she is actually trying to sell some products. So she invites Candy over and Sanya over because Sanya is so athletic. She eats healthy. And I guess Candy likes to eat and also owns plenty of restaurants, but mostly she really likes to eat too. And so she invites them over. So of course, the first thing they get into now, both Sanya and Candy say, oh, okay, we like the food. Although honestly, Drew, I don't think they really liked it. I mean, Sanya made a couple other comments like she would be happy with it. Yeah, Candy didn't really look like she liked it. But that being said, so as soon as they all sit down again, we hear about Drew, Ralph's assistant. And what's interesting is to hear how, it's to see Candy's sort of response to it. And then what's interesting is the ladies are in there talking and Ralph is sort of like hiding at the door and then comes in. It's a little weird. Take a look at this clip and let me know your thoughts.
If she makes your wife uncomfortable, then that's the problem, right?
We've had 2 counselors and they can understand the situation.
What was the situation? You understand a woman telling you she want to give you a massage?
Okay, so yeah, I am really finding that a bit disturbing, you guys. Ralph, you already went to Tampa. We still don't really even know. I think what you did in Tampa last year, that was an issue. Drew mentions when she's talking to the girls that at some point she took her kids and like came back to Chicago. Shout out to Chicago. Hey. And so now he's trying to explain this whole, he spends a lot of time trying to explain his whole assistant thing. And really all I can say really when he tries to explain is this. This is the best way for me to put it to you. That's all I can think of in all honesty. So they do have an interesting storyline, but it's like, don't break up your marriage to be on the show, people. All right, let's move on. Okay, so before we even get to this, so basically the edge of fashion, and what's interesting, it's all about La Archive, which is Marlo's, excuse me, La Archive is Marlo's new business. Now, Marlo mentions in this episode that she spent $40K on this gala that she has for the ladies. Now, everybody kind of is wondering, all of us, all of you, all of them, where did she get $40K? That's one thing. Like, what are you doing? She keeps talking about the billionaire, but this project hasn't really even gotten off its feet yet. Now, I thought last season she was going to rent out the clothes to like people, regular, everyday people or whatever. This season, we come to find out she's renting it only for like TV shows. So I'm not sure. She mentioned Tammy Roman. Tammy Roman does have a new show coming on. I think it's called like Unfaithful or something. It's kind of like a new twist on Cheaters is how it's looking. And so Tammy comes in and tries on some stuff. But the show's with VH1. So is VH1 buying the clothes? Is Tammy buying the clothes? And so it's sort of confusing. So now one thing she did was instead of sending out invites, she had like a lady who was totally dressed up, super cute, go to all the women's places and hold a little computer open. And, she did like a video invite. I thought it was adorable. So from that moment, Kenya just started writing Marlo's event, like in the commentary, even when she was talking to the messenger person, like she's kind of constantly dogging it. So, therefore you can assume, or as you all probably watch the show, guess, they're eventually going to get into it because Kenya is like very, very critical of Marlo's event. That being said, the venue was gorgeous. The clothes were gorgeous. But Kenya had some good points on the marketing tip. Like even really what the business is really doing wasn't clear. And it was kind of, it's a little confusing. Like, okay, what's the, what is the business doing? How is, how is it, how is she going to make money doing it? Okay. And then the whole concept, like Candy had a lot of questions too, because these are all like Marlo's couture clothing, but then she also had like a dress from J-Lo and I think an outfit from Foxy Brown or somebody. So it's kind of like, okay, I don't know. Was that really J-Lo's dress? Maybe so. Maybe so. I'm not trying to question Marlo, but so some of it kind of made sense in that, maybe I guess some TV show would need a certain themed outfit. So I don't know. So I think Kenya's critiques were valid from like a business standpoint, although they were, a little bit. She went in for a hard. And even Sanya had a couple of questions because they had the clothing on mannequins. The mannequins didn't have any wigs on, as Kenya pointed out, but they had the clothing on mannequins. Then there was like, their d'oeuvres looked nice, and she had a string quartet, so it was very classy. Not a lot of food, so it was like champagne and hors d'oeuvres. It wasn't like food. So Candy and Kenya, and I want to say Sanya too, were kind of like, okay, what's going on? So really in this episode, you got a lot of critiquing of people's business plans or business ideas or whatever. So, Candy is the queen of business, and Kenya, she has her fair share of businesses as well. So they were kind of the main ones doing the critiquing. But what's interesting is Sanya also had a lot to say, to be new to the scene. So one of the things, another dig that she took at Drew, once they were kind of like, when they were back at Drew's place tasting her food, Drew told Candy and Sanya that she had lost 25 pounds in 3 weeks, which is like a lot. You should be losing like 5 pounds a month theoretically. And she lost 5 pounds a week. Now, what is funny about that, shout out again to the producers, is, okay, basically she lied. She didn't lose 25 pounds in 3 weeks. She lost 10, and the producers did not let her forget it. Let's watch that clip.
We did a little mommy makeover, but to maintain my health, I did drop it with Drew. I lost 25 pounds in 3 weeks, right?
Really? That's that fast?
Yes. I lost 25 pounds in 3 weeks.
She got a mommy makeover, but you're still thick, honey.
I'm really...
So I love the producers for that. So anytime I called myself nodding off, the producers threw in a couple little funnies. So all the women are kind of riding Marlo because I think she spent a lot of money on the ballroom, because even Candy, I guess Candy must have looked into throwing something there, because that's the first thing she said, that the ballroom was very expensive to book. So maybe she couldn't afford models. We all have budgets here. So what was interesting is, so Marlo had two dress changes. So her first dress was really cute. It was like a coral color. I didn't get a picture of that. This is a picture of her second dress. Now, this dress, even Sheree was like, Sheree was back for it. This is what Sheree thought of Marlo's second dress.
Ciao, what does Marlo have on? She's over there looking like the candy that my grandmama used to give me to stay quiet in church.
Yes, Marlo's dress looked exactly like a strawberry candy. I would have brought one this week had I been able to, but yes, so that was like the perfect read. So what is interesting about this evening really is Sanya specifically and Sheree, they run over like tag team, like the bone carrier twins to tell Marlo what all the other ladies have been saying about them. Now, Sheree didn't mention to Marlo that her dress looked like strawberry candy, although obviously Marlo saw it when she saw the show. But they run back and they tell them what Candy said, what Kenya said, and Drew tried to kind of clean it up. Like Marlo came back basically to read everyone that talked about her event, because clearly she was really like, this is her first time having a peach. So she's really putting it out there. We saw her with her nephews who are super cute. And she talked about her sister being incarcerated. So we're really starting to see a softer side of Marlo, which we were seeing before when she had the nephews. But Marlo, sweetie, we're going to need to know who you dating and where your money come from. Like, I can't, how many episodes are you going to be talking about a billionaire? We might as well be going back to Kim and Mr. Big. Like, we're going to need a little bit, we need a few more receipts, sweetie. But I love me some Marlo. And Marlo was really, really going in. She was really she went, she was going at Kenya, and she was trying to read Kenya, and she started cursing. So since she started cursing, Kenya refused to like even engage and talk to her about it. Drew tried to pull it. I'm like, well, we all had questions. So she went behind and looked at Drew's head and called it a French roll, which I honestly think it does look like a French roll. I'm not sure, Drew. You're from Chicago, girl. We got to do better. We got to do better, Drew. But so yes, it's so funny. And in the words of another true Real Housewife that I am missing these days. Yeah, that was a read. So yeah, so she came back and she talked about Drew's hair. She talked about Kenya. It's kind of like a big explosive thing. And that's kind of basically, how the episode ends. It was a cool episode. It was a little dry. I'm not going to lie. It'll be interesting to see kind of, we saw some clips of what's to come, and it'll be interesting to see how it turns out, how it pans out. So you guys, let me know what you all thought before we get out of here. Let me tell you guys something. I have some before we hit the road. Let's move on to some news and gossip. All right, you guys, in Real Housewives of Atlanta news and gossip, let's start with the news. Okay, so let's take a look at the ratings, people. Actually, the premiere Sunday evening was one of the lowest ever. It was less than 1 million, which puts it behind. Let's see, let me share my screen so I can show you guys this article here on TV ratings. Let's look it up. All right. So according to Nielsen, who does the ratings, as you all should well know, I'm sure, for Real Housewives of Atlanta, it was 933,000, which is less than the ratings for the premiere for season 12 and season 13. So that's a little disappointing, but in some good news for those of you who watched Candy and the Gang, I guess the people who watched Real Housewives of Atlanta stayed around and checked out Candy and the Gang, which has been having pretty dismal ratings. So I'm just going to keep it 100. I didn't watch no spinoffs. Okay. I actually like 90 Day Fiance, so it's only so much I can do on a Sunday. But yeah, so I didn't see Candy and the Gang. I didn't see Portia's. I didn't see Karen's. I didn't do any spinoffs this year, but let me know which ones you guys like. Do you all like Candy and the Gang? Let me know. I mean, I'm probably still not going to watch it, but let me know what y'all think about it. So, so season 14 is getting off to somewhat of a dry start, but there was some flavor there. So we'll see what I don't know. Does this mean, maybe we need some Portia and Nene back in our lives? Okay, I'm not going to keep pushing that. But yeah, so that is the first news item. Then secondly, speaking of Nene, because she's been on my mind today, um, for those of you who are living under a rock and may not know this, Nene has filed a lawsuit against Bravo. Yes, she has. So here is an article on Straight from the A. It breaks down. This is a really good article from Michelle Brown. She's a YouTuber here, Straight from the A. She knows a lot, but everything about Atlanta for sure. And she talks here about, she just really breaks it down. And as an attorney, like, I wasn't going to really read the whole suit because I didn't have that kind of time in my life, but she breaks it down. She has several videos on her YouTube channel. I'll leave you guys a link to this article, but Nene goes all the way back in her lawsuit. I mean, all that stuff that Kim did, you know, and then, I mean, you do have to wonder what Nene got versus Lisa Vanderpump or Bethany Frankel. And, you know, really it's kind of what can the show do for you and what does Bravo kind of put you out there to do? So I don't know. I mean, obviously I'm watching the show, I'm reviewing it. You know, I don't know. I might watch it till the next day so I don't contribute to their numbers. But I don't know. So let me guys know what you think about Nene's lawsuit and if you think that there may be some not so hidden racism over there at Bravo and NBC. So who knows? Okay, moving on. Let's do a little bit of gossip here. So the main reason why I know that Brandon and Kenya aren't actually dating, but are more like play cousins, is because of his Instagram. So let's congratulate Brandon Armstrong because he is now engaged to this lovely young lady. So this is his Instagram page. He does seem like a super sweet guy. Here he is with his friends and his fiance. And this is just like a few weeks ago, about 2 months ago, February, around Valentine's Day, I believe. So congrats to Brandon Armstrong. So I guess, you know, Kenya is still your play cousin. And then honestly, from looking at this girl, I don't even think Kenya's really his type. But anyway, congratulations on that, Brandon. So hope you are truly happy. And then last thing before I get out of here, Marlo Hampton. Okay, so Marlo had a peach party Sunday evening to celebrate the premiere and to also celebrate the fact that she finally got a peach after all these years, which, you know, we all are happy for you. And so here on her Instagram page, here she is looking fabulous. She looks amazing. And she is, now the first thing that's interesting is she thanks Nyack Cognac for sponsoring Woo Woo. And now some people have said that this is shady because everybody, or mostly some people, know that Nyack is owned by Dennis, Portia's baby daddy. So he sponsored her party. But she looks fab. And Sheree looks amazing. And everyone looks so good and so beautiful. And the peach, oh, so lovely. And then, of course, we see here with the picture with Fallon. And is that Dr. Heavenly? So, yeah, I mean, you know, to be in Atlanta. But all right, so everyone looks great. I don't know if she was shading Portia or really, I don't know, maybe it could just be business. Let me know what you guys think on all of this. But yeah, so they had a fabulous time. We're so happy that Marlo finally got a peach after all these years. And girl, we need to know, how are you making your money? Tell us more during the season. All right, you guys. Well, that will be it for me tonight. I know it was a little choppy and I'm still kind of learning StreamYard as I go, but thank you if you stayed till the end. you get extra brownie points because I know it was long and you already watched the episode. Sorry to you guys. Ciao for now, but I'm gonna do 90 Day Fiance. And if there's a show that you would like for me to review, then let me know. Leave your comments, comment, subscribe, all that stuff. And yeah, let's have fun, you guys, and have a great rest of the week. Ciao for now, folks. Bye.
You ain't talking, you ain't talking.